Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you on Thursday, April the 21st. The year is 2022. Let's talk trading. Master of One, Part 9, with Walmal. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine and differ from Walmal's. Walmal, how's it going?
Pretty good, I guess. I just had a cleansing moment with you where I admitted what I did because I wasn't master of one for a little bit there, but I stuck to the plan and was able to weasel out of it, so to speak. But that's part of being master of one, right? Going and doing what you're supposed to do, and then realizing, oh crap, I made a mistake. I messed it up. Well, what do you do at that point? You go and master one. You go back to your trading plan and you use your trading plan to get you out of the mess. And more times than not, it's going to go and save you. And more importantly, even if it doesn't save you from that loss, it's going to save your account. So that's the most important thing.
So, what did you fail? What one thing did you fail to master?
Well, I have a fire plug that I pull when a trade goes against me, and I didn't pull it. And the next thing you know, I was down a bunch, and it's sort of like, okay, I messed that up. Okay, what do I do now? Do I just exit the trade? Do I try to average in on a trade? And I've got a bunch of my own rules that I use that work for me, may not work for somebody else, but that's what I did. I went back and said, okay, I need to go and mitigate this loss. And that's what I did, and because of that, I was able to come back. But the thing is, I wound up taking a pretty hefty loss for the beginning of the day and had to come back and make it all up.
Well,
So,
what do you know the reason you didn't pull the plug?
yeah, distraction. Absolutely. I wasn't paying attention. I was not paying attention to what I was doing. I got distracted by something that came across my desk and wasn't paying attention to what I was supposed to be doing, which was the one and only thing I was supposed to be doing. That was trading. And because my eyes weren't on the trading screen and it was on something else that I was reading, well, guess what? Next thing you know, the market moved against me. Instead of going and punching out and just taking a small little loss like it should have, I wound up taking a big loss. So heap all the coals on me, guys. But that's why you got to go and one of my number one rules is if you read that thing that I put out there probably now 2 years ago, where the only thing that goes on the screens are the things that you absolutely need for trading, nothing else, no web browsers, no nothing, just what you need for trading. Well, guess what? I had my email client up that caused me some trouble. And yeah, it was something important, but at the same time, it shouldn't have distracted me from trading, and that's the issue. It distracted me from trading, so I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing.
So, what's your resolution, permanent fix?
The the permanent fix is you just don't have your email client up. That's the reality. And that's what I should have done right along, because that's the rule all along anyway. But I just I think what happened was I got started a little bit early today. I actually got started a little bit late today and wasn't paying attention. The email client was left up from last night because I didn't turn off my machine. And so the email popped in and it caught my eye, and next thing you know, there I am. So, permanent solution, follow your trading plan, because the trading plan says turn it off.
Right.
And I didn't follow my trading plan. I didn't turn it off. So, that's the solution. But, here's the good thing is, okay, I took the loss and traded the money back, and got it back, because at that point I became super concentrated. I mean, I didn't care if the house is on fire. I was not going to get distracted, and I was able to get back out of the mess. But that's what you got to do. So, my question for you, sir, is Are there things that cause you to vary off of your trading plan?
No, yeah.
Yeah, I'll talk first. But my biggest thing is that I'll admit it. It's from that movie Flash. I'm the squirrel. I have lots of squirrel moments where shiny objects just catch my attention. As a kid, they said I was ADD and all that type of lovely stuff, and I'm sure it was true, but anything that comes across me, I start following it and not paying attention what's in front of me. And the next thing you know, I get myself into trouble. So my desk, there's nothing on it. There's the monitors. I got 3 monitors on my desk because I have different charts on it that I use. But other than that, I got my telephone, I got my mouse, and I got my keyboard. Nothing else is on there. There's nothing there to distract me in any way, shape, or form. And that's knowing your personality, knowing who you are, and that's incredibly important to be able to do that. So that's what I do, and because that's my fault.
What movie was that?
Flash.
Flash.
I believe it was a kid's movie, and they had a little squirrel running around, and they call it a squirrel moment because every time the squirrel went and saw something shiny, he would run off and get himself into trouble because he'd follow the shiny object.
No, I think distraction for me is I guess I kind of think distraction works, but probably in reality it doesn't, because just sitting in front of the chart and watching it is boring in one sense, but good trading is boring. But the thing is that because I guess I know too much, in the sense of I've got all these different methods I can use. It's just real easy to find any reason to get into a trade.
Right.
And that's where I can get into trouble. I could even, it doesn't matter if I have, indicators on the screen or if I have, a naked chart. I can find a reason to go in. It's just we were talking before we, started the video. You had mentioned something about Bitcoin and go, you averaged in at such and such a price. I said, no, this time I just have one single entry. I think it's around 42.6. And then you said that, well, you're up $5. I go, no, actually, I checked my account. When I say I was down 50 or $60 on it.
Right.
But the point is, I was saying, all I had to do, because I don't day trade or scalp trade Bitcoin. I'm just kind of playing with it. If I would have just used the higher low, lower high and waited, I think my entry would have been right around somewhere between 39 and 40,000 about a week or so ago. Because the thing is, I'd already gotten out of a trade and I didn't even wait an entire day. I jumped back in. Or I might have only waited a day, but it was like, was it down to the lower high? Nope, wasn't down there. And so what I have on that chart is, I think I have just the higher low, lower high. Then I just kind of like eyeball it. But, once you get used to it, it's simple to see. At least I think it's simple to see. So,
right.
Let me see if I can find a chart here that I could use. Yeah, let's just put the time frame here on the pound chart. We stick it on a daily chart, and then just using your eyeball, and you take the cursor, and a couple of days ago. Now let's see. Last week there was the lowest high was right here at this level. Call it 30.50. And it's actually about 30. Oh, let's see, what is it? Let me see if I can get the chart. The high was 1.30534. So you put your cursor there on that level, and then you see price drop below it, drop below it, and then dropped way below it and closed. Okay, so now we got to close below that line, so we're good to go. But then the very next day, see, we had to close below the line, but we still had that lowest high intact. The very next day, it dropped and made a new lower high. Well, then the following day, price, dropped below 1.3 and then rocketed all the way back up. And your trigger at that day would have been 30.40. And what's that? That's the launch pad.
And that's where it likes to take off.
Yeah, and what did price do? It ran up 30 pips from that level. So you could say, yeah, but you could have done this or could have done that. But if you're not there to actively scalp trade or day trade the instrument, this is a method that so far has proved to work. A friend of mine was talking about Brothers stock, and he was telling me, he wanted to buy it. His broker was saying something about, well, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, no, just buy the stock. And he wanted to buy it, I think, when it was around 40, and it ran up to 60. Well, since he told me that story, I put it on my little Yahoo tracker. And then I think I also put it in my stock fetcher. And then I have, it draws that lowest high line. And sure enough, over the past 2 months, it's, dropped down to around, between 40 and 50, come up through that highest or the lowest high line, and then goes up to about 60. I mean, there was a couple of times where you could have made 10 or 20% on your money with just one trade.
Right.
And those are the types of things where if you're making 10 or 20%, I mean, you're golden. If you do that once a year on your money, you're golden. Now,
you're in pretty good shape.
Yeah. So, you probably don't put your entire portfolio in there, but then again, you could, if you had a $50,000 account, you could just go in and say, okay, I'm just going to buy 1,000 shares, no leverage, and, I'll take my profits. So, that's, so the one thing is sticking, failure to stick to one entry method. That would be my Achilles heel, because what happens is like you said, you get in a trade, it goes against you. Now you not that you panic, but it's like, hey, we don't like losing. That's not the game we're playing. We're playing to win here. And so we start to mitigate or do things that we think are going to mitigate our losses. But a lot of times, as Cool Hand, to paraphrase Cool Hand Luke, sometimes nothing's a pretty cool thing to do if you believe price is going to do what you thought it was going to do in the beginning. Because you look here, and I noticed 2 hours ago price on the pound dropped way down. I wasn't awake then. It's like when I woke up, I saw that. I go, well, all I had to do was go long, because it's just about hit that return bar on the H1 chart from 2 hours ago. And it's like, if I just play the return bar, it will.
Yeah, but the thing, and it comes down to, it's also that master of one, because, I interpret that master of one, that title that you've been using now for a number of days here, is that it's not just mastering exactly what you're doing, but also that one, that word one means a lot, and that means you need to focus in on the one thing that's going to go and make you money, and whatever that is, follow it.
Yeah. So, you know what, Walmal, the fastest 15 minutes of trading is going by again. So, fellow traders, I hope our stories or confessions may help you, because when you sit down at your trading terminal, you always have to remember and never forget, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.